Hi everyone and welcome. This is an Adam Matthew webinar on a brand new primary source collection called Popular Medicine in America from 1800 to 1900. So before we get started today and get into the primary source collection, I just wanted to give a bit of background about Adam Matthew, about what we produce and what we publish. So my name's Alex Butler. I'm the communications assistant here at Adam Matthew, and what you can see here is our homepage. And if you ever want to find out about any of the primary source collections that we publish, this is going to be a really good starting place for you. So if you come to amdigital.co.uk and come to the collections tab, you can see all of our primary source collections listed here, and if you can click into any of them, you can get a quick overview of what each of them are about, some more detailed information and the key data here as well. If you ever want to request a free trial, this is the website to come to as well, amdigital.co.uk. You can request a trial to any of our resources. They're free, no obligation, and will allow you to explore the material for yourself if you're attached to an academic institutional library. So that is our website. So let's head straight into the resource. So this is Popular Medicine in America. As I mentioned, it's just been published as of August 2015. So I'm just going to click into the introduction tab here, just so we can go over a bit of what this resource is and who it could be useful for. So if I'm just going to click into the nature and scope here. So as I mentioned, this is a primary source database featuring or documenting the popular remedies and domestic medicine of 19th century America. All the material from this collection is sourced from the Library Company of Philadelphia, and it's material that focuses on the advertising and ephemera of domestic medicine and medical devices and home cures, and it's advertising and ephemera that's aimed at the man on the street rather than medical professionals. So it's very much a popular slant. So you might be wondering, who is this good for? Who should be using this? Well, it's obviously a fantastic resource for the history of medicine. But it's also a fantastic resource for looking into how medicine becomes mass marketed in the 19th century. So for students of history of business or history of marketing, this is going to be a really vital resource for seeing how these products were taken to the mass market and how big pharmaceutical companies came to mass market their wares. So just a little bit about the types of material in this collection. I'm just going to click into the main documents list here. So some of the document types include printed books, rare printed books, pamphlets, trade cards, some posters and sort of runs of business correspondence, as well as personal letters, defamation exposés, advertisements, and a lot more, and some of the key themes. We can actually see a full document types list here, and we can also see some of the themes as well. We do index every document in our collections with a theme, and the reason we do this is to make sure that the documents are accessible for all levels of students. So for students who are lower level undergraduate or upper level high school and maybe don't have that much experience with researching primary source databases, these themes are indexed to every single document, and they allow lower level students to just search by theme and get to some material that they may not have the skills to get to compared to higher level researchers. So you can see some of the key themes there. So if we just head back to the home page, you can see here that we have a basic search bar in the top right hand corner here. This is going to be your go-to point for running searches. So we have this basic search bar in the top right hand corner here. This is going to be a starting point for running all of your searches. So I'm just going to run a search here for family physician. Click go on that. Okay, so we can see 408 results from that search. I've put it in quote marks because that's the exact phrase I wanted to search for. So we can see here our search results. So just to take you around this a little bit, you can see our search result at the top here. We can filter our search results list by the document types that appear, the themes that appear as well as the library from which it's sourced. But as I mentioned at the start, 95% of the material is sourced from the Library Company of Philadelphia. You can see Philadelphia Museum of Art there. That's because some of the material in the image gallery, which you can see at the top here, is sourced from there. So, as well as filtering our search results, we can actually sort our search results list as well. So I want to actually have a look at the archive reference, but I want to sort this by date. So I'm going to sort my search results by date. So we can see here we've sorted our search results by date ascending. Now this is the book I was looking for actually. So I'm just going to click into this, the Family Physician and House Apothecary. Now the reason I chose this is it's actually the earliest text in this primary source collection. And if I just pull the metadata down here, the metadata is actually hidden in your search results, but you just pull it down and you can see it there. Published in 1676, written by a gentleman called Gideon Harvey. And what this is, as well as being the earliest text in the book, it's actually it was a very prominent medical text in the late 17th century. And it was probably one of the first medical texts to reach the New World during colonization in the 1600s. So this is potentially a medical text that had huge impact on home remedies and domestic medicine for those early European settlers. So just to take you around the document details page that you can see here, we have a thumbnail viewer across the top, so we can quickly flick through pages of this book. You can see that we've got metadata here. All of our documents, even though our printed texts in this resource are all full text searchable, we do index every document as well to make sure that it's as discoverable as possible. You can see some keywords here that have been indexed, as well as the sort of key data. If this document is something that we want to save for later, we can save it to our own personal repository, which is called My Archive. We can run a separate search within just this document, download it, the entire document to PDF. We do allow downloading of our documents for personal research or for classroom use. That's absolutely fine. So if you think you found a page or a certain document that is going to be useful for a Blackboard site or useful in a reading list, that's absolutely fine. You can download that. And every single page has its own unique URL as well, so you can link to those in reading lists for any of your teaching modules. So you can either download the entire document or just a specific image range. And we also have a citation and export tool as well, if you want to reference this in a paper. So that's just a really quick look around just the top level here. And you can actually see we've just closed the metadata there, so just close that. And we can see our search results here with a quick snippet of where our search results appear. So if we just click into this one. So we can see here this printed text is full text searchable. We can see our search result appearing there. Just minimize this. Now I'm just going to pull this back out again, as well as making sure all of our texts, all of our printed texts are full text searchable. We do index all of the books, all of the pamphlets and ephemera by chapters as well, so they're easy to navigate. So what I'm going to do here is just scroll through these book chapters here. I'm going to go to this chapter. I'm going to minimize this chapter list. You can see here a recipe from the family physician, which is a gargarism to purge the brain of phlegm. Very pleasant. So this book features home remedy recipes as well as some side effects and desired outcome as well, desired cure. So we're going to head back to the document details page using this arrow. And then we can head back to the search results as well. So I'm actually going to run another search now. I'll run a search for Owen electric belt. This is a very specific search, so hopefully we shouldn't get too many results back. Hopefully just one, I think. It's a very specific search. There we go. So I wanted to show you this. We've seen one of the earliest texts in the book, which is a manual for home remedy, for domestic medicine in the 17th century. Now the Owen electric belt is much more towards the more contemporary side of the material in this collection. And this catalogue you can see here is a pamphlet of marketing material put together by the Owen Electrical Company for this new electrotherapy product known as the Owen electric belt. So I'm just going to click into one of the pages up here on the thumbnail viewer. Click into this one here. So we can see here an advertisement with a testimony from a professor, and for this product known as a Dr. Owen's electrogalvanic body belt. So I'm going to toggle full screen using this button here. Now we can have a quick look at this. We do make sure that all of our scans are high definition as possible. Electrotherapy was a booming medical treatment in the 19th century and was touted as a cure-all remedy for all of these ailments, as you can see here. So this is a piece of marketing ephemera for this electrotherapy product. So I'm going to head back to the home page now and we can run maybe a more refined search. So now we're actually going to run an advanced search. If we click into the advanced search button here, for those of you that are wanting to run some more refined searches so that you're not getting hundreds and thousands of results, this is going to be the place to come. So we can see here we can do any combination of values with the regular connectives. We can also use word stemming and word proximity as well, which is going to be fantastic for those full text searches. We can restrict our search results by date, by document type, or any of these. So what I'm actually going to do is run a search for correspondence and pharma, as in pharmaceutical. I don't want to refine the date, but what I will do is refine the document type by ephemera, apply, and now we can run a search. Just before I come off this advanced search page, we can see our previous search results from this session here, and we can also see some popular searches put together by our in-house editorial team in conjunction with an expert academic board. Run that search. You can see our search results here, much more refined, easy to work with. So I just want to click into this collection of business correspondence here. I mentioned at the start that as well as being a resource about the history of medicine and popular medicine, this is very much a resource that can be used by students who are looking into the history of mass marketing, the history of consumer culture in the United States, and how big pharmaceutical companies and health companies got on board with mass marketing in the 19th century, and this resource tracks that perfectly. So So I'm just going to click into one of the pages up here. Actually, instead of using the thumbnail view, I just want to show you this tab here, which is the full list of sections. So we can either see our search results here and our full text results, or we can just look at the full list of sections. If I just pull the metadata down here, you can see here that this is actually a collection of business correspondence. You can see the archive reference there. And what we've done with these generic boxes of ephemera, which come that way in the archive, is we've tried to separate them out by the publication or the pamphlet or the general section, just to separate them out, to try and replicate that archival experience and replicate how they are indexed in the archive. So I'm just going to pull this down here. We can see a little bit of metadata about this specific piece of ephemera. So it's quite interesting. I'm going to click into this one. So if we just toggle this full screen, so this is a letter from a health publishing magazine who is offering advertising space to big pharmaceutical and health companies, and this is just a letter advertising their wares. So there's a lot more of this business to business and business to consumer correspondence and marketing, which is an invaluable resource for students of history of business, or looking into how American business developed in the back end of the 19th century. So I'm just going to close that, head back to the home page. So we've seen 3 documents there, all covering different areas of this resource, and I think the three key areas that summarise this resource quite nicely. Now, one thing we do with all of our primary source databases is we separate out the visual material from the documents list as well. So it is all included within the main documents list, so you can run a search, you will find it, but we copy it over to a separate image gallery as well. And the reason we do this is because we've had feedback that the visual material from our resources is fantastic, and we found that faculty and teachers use this quite heavily in presentations, Blackboard sites, LibGuides, and reading lists as well, or just for analysing sources in class. And this image gallery allows people to access that visual material a little more easily. So we can see here that this image gallery, you can filter by theme or the document type, so the visual image type. So I'm actually going to refine by, let's say, dentistry, medical devices, and satire and parody. So we can see our results here. So we click into a few of these. Toggle that full screen. Move along. Toggle that full screen. I particularly like this poster. So we can zoom in here just to see what these are. Have a look at one more, very main image gallery list. So let's have a scroll down and have a look at some more. You see here an ephemera card, which is patented respirators from the end of the 19th century. You can pull this down, just get a bit of information about this. So there we are. So that's just 3 pieces of visual material from the image gallery as well. So lastly, just going to click into the Explore tab here. Now, as well as an image gallery and a really useful introduction tab, this database does also have some really useful contextual tools as well, which are going to be fantastic for either providing a jumping off point to get researchers started, or provide context to the main documents list and give students who maybe aren't that well versed in this area of study just a bit of background to the primary source material they will find. So we can see here academic essays written by our academic editorial board, some information on some online exhibitions covering some material, as well as an interactive chronology, external links should you want to carry on your research elsewhere, as well as a glossary and some popular searches. So that is Popular Medicine in America. Just a reminder that this is available now. It was published in August 2015. Most of the material covers 1800 to 1900. However, as I've shown you, there are some documents that expand beyond that. And that is it. And I hope you found this primary source collection tour useful. And please do look out for other webinars upcoming in the future. You can see all of that information at amdigital.co.uk. And hopefully we will see you soon. So thank you very much and have a great day.